I'm Azrael and welcome to the third year retrospective. I haven't done one of these before, but I wanted to start doing them because there's a lot that goes on the channel, and a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and a lot that there's so much to talk about that can't just be portrayed in the videos that happen. And also, if like a new viewer comes around, or people who want like statistics or to like a quick search of what happened during this year, I feel like this is the best way to do so. While the anniversary video showcases a lot of clips and funny moments and highlights from the year, I feel like retrospectives will be able to provide a better outlook about who I am, as well as who I used to be that past year, and all the progress we made and whatnot. I feel like a lot more can come out of this than an anniversary video, and that's not to say that I'm not doing anniversary videos. It just says that like this is like a second part to it now. I want to make this part of the tradition every year. So, if you recognize this color of the couch, you know that this is where I record my Nintendo Switch games. Most recently Sonic Frontiers, but I've recorded a bunch of other things on this couch too. Actually, a while ago, this used to be the couch we recorded the brother test, the Sour Lemonade challenge, so that's pretty cool. But that wasn't this year. So, there's a lot of good and a lot of bad that came out this year. This year was probably one of the most roller coaster rides I've ever been on, to say the least. The amount of shit that happened, the amount of, things that occurred, it was crazy. It really, really was. I have my computer over here with my playlist currently up, just so I don't miss anything. But yeah, no, so let's get started. First off, before we get into the goods and the bads, just a little, I forgot the word. Anyway, yeah, so, okay. First off, the first thing I want to do with the retrospectives, showcase every series that we started this year. That was me showing the series. I hope there's a lot. This year I really focused on bringing a lot of series to the channel. I really wanted to expand my horizons. I want to give people new things, because I know I typically get into the cycle where if there's a series I really want to finish, I'll upload it frequently, and although, a lot of people do that, and it's not uncommon, and it makes sense, the thing is, I would typically have a couple series going that I really want to finish, and so I'd upload those two just back and back to back to back to back, and it wouldn't really give any variety to the channel, so I figured having more series would give better range to Azrael Silver. I felt it would give better, it would just be better in general, so all the series you saw were series that were started this year, and I hope there was a lot. Obviously I don't know, at the top of my head I'll be using my playlist as reference and checking out my videos to figure out which ones I did. Next up, the series that I continued this year, the series that the series I had started previously that I continued pushing this year. I didn't wear that as great, but yeah. So there was a lot of series that I continued this year too. And if you notice, I haven't gone into this with a script, so if it comes out unconcise and everything, then I apologize for that. But yeah, no, there was a lot of series that I started previously too. I think a lot of my problems come with the fact that I started a lot of series that don't have an ending, so they keep going for long periods of time without any real end in sight, just because I keep doing random stuff. Another problem is how I make videos. I don't like cutting things down, typically, because I feel like you lose some of the realism in favor of entertainment. A lot of this generation, our attention spans have been shortened because of like social media and whatnot, seeing clips just really fast. And I kind of play to that when I'm doing anniversary videos. I won't deny that. That's part of why they turn out so well. Sorry, Parker just texted me. Anyway, but I don't like cutting things down because it shows just the video in its rawest nature. And is it the best quality? Maybe not. Is it the most entertaining? Is it the most fun? Probably not. But it lends credence to how videos used to be made. It also lends credence to just me being me. You know, I'm not cutting things down to keep you guys entertained. I'm showing you me just working through the game. And maybe people like that, maybe people don't. Who's to say that I keep that idea going for future years, but I like the idea of having a video that's uncut because you get to see everything that you could possibly want to see in a game, and if it's too much, then you can click off whenever you want to. If it's too little, hopefully I make another video on it. Otherwise, you're just seeing a person, a human being, play through a game, not someone with a perfect life, not someone who knows how to do commentary very well. There's obviously a lot of dead space in a lot of my videos, and I want it that way. Because it shows that, yeah, I don't have always everything to talk about, my life isn't always that interesting, I'm human. And I think that's really what I'm trying to push with this channel, despite being named after, like, a silver adaptation of the Angel event, so... Yeah, no. But anyway, the final thing, well, actually not the final thing, but the final thing that I want, the final stat I want to show is series that we finished this year. So there you go. Hopefully it was a lot. I know that I was very determined to finish series, and I did finish quite a few series. I just don't know if it's as many as I think it is. I might have built up that number in my mind a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of what this year was supposed to be about was tying up loose ends and starting new things. Like putting a finale on series that were running from the previous years and starting new series to give my channel range, as I've already said. So hopefully it's a lot. I did try and push out a lot of content this year. So maybe that's the case, maybe it's not. We'll have to see it. But nevertheless, the final stipulation is series that are continuing in the 4th year of Azrael Silver. Series that we have to finish this year. And that's my homework. Those series that you just saw right there, the list of series that I have to do. That's my homework. Those series are series that I intend to finish this year on top of anything new that I start. Now obviously there are some games that I can't finish, like Brawl Stars and whatnot, because those games don't really have an end. So those games will always appear on this list, and they'll always be there. But it's the smallest section of my channel, so I don't know. It's fine the way it is, I think. I prefer it that way. Yeah, no, but all those series are things that I intend to finish, and things that I'm maybe even in the process of finishing, like Cuphead and Sonic Frontiers. But suffice to say, there was a lot of series going around this year. Some of which ended, some of which didn't, some of which were started, some of which were completed. And there's still a lot of series to go. We got a lot of mobile games, we got some console games. We didn't play a lot of computer games this year. Actually, did we even play a computer game? Give me a second. Scrolling. I mean, aside from like the reactions to Brawl Talks and breakdowns of my performances, I actually don't think we used my computer at all to record a PC game. Oh no, that's a lie. That's a lie. It just came very, very late. We did a Doki Doki. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So we did DDLC. And was there anything else here? Oh, I guess there is Poofs. How did I forget about Poofs Killer Guard? Yeah, no, we didn't do too much with the computer. Not compared to previous years. Which is surprising because it doesn't feel like a year since I've done Five Nights at Fuckboys, but it has been a year since I've done Five Nights at Fuckboys, which is crazy. I definitely got to do the second one soon. But yeah, so now that we've gotten those statistics out of the way, now that we've seen the progress made on the channel, just to give a little breakdown, the third year of Azrael Silver, all the way from January 4th, 2022 to January 4th, 2023, in which I hit my 4th birthday of this channel, I made 150 videos, which means that, like, that's not bad, really. It's like half the year gone into videos. I mean, I did take a lot of breaks, and that played a huge part in the reason my video count was so low. I was actually surprised when I initially was making my anniversary video how few videos I had. And I guess it's not a whole lot. People probably don't see it as too little of an amount. Like, there's probably at least one person out there that's like, what are you talking about? 150? That's not small at all. But I think it was my second year on YouTube. Maybe it was my third year. I ended up making, both years I made 300 videos, but one year I made more videos than there are days in the year. I made more than 365 videos, which was crazy to me. But you gotta think of, like, the power of context. Like, quality wasn't as much of a factor, and I'll get to quality in a second, but also, that was during COVID. Everything was shut down. I was doing school from home. It was very easy to access, like, consoles and whatnot. So, you know, I had a lot of time on my hands. Whereas this year, I didn't have as much time on my hands. I was very busy, very preoccupied with other things. Other times, I just didn't feel like making YouTube, which is a thing that you've probably noticed by now if you've stuck with me long enough. I don't stick to a particular schedule, not like Jacksepticeye, not like Markiplier, not like any of them. I don't upload at particular times just because I want it to feel like a job. I want it to feel natural. I want it to feel like something I can do for fun rather than a quota, rather than a chore. And I feel like if I put a time schedule on that, it would eventually feel like that. And also there's the thing that, like, my days change very frequently. No 2 days of mine are usually ever the same. And depending on what game I'm trying to do, you know, I need a specific day to do that. So, I don't know, it's definitely something up in the air, and something I'm probably not going to end up doing. I just upload whenever I feel like it. If I upload it like a couple days late, I usually put in the description when the video was initially recorded. I don't know, that's a statistic that I like to look back on. It's like, oh, I actually did this that day. That's cool. I don't know why, I love the power of context. That's my thing, and nobody probably cares at all about the power of context, but for me, I do. Because another thing about Azrael Silver, it's kind of like a memory bank for me. You know, that's part of why I do the benchmarks and whatnot. It's to watch myself grow up as much as for you guys to watch me grow up. It's something that I'll eventually be able to look back on. It's like, oh, I was so young when I did that, or oh, that happened then. God, I forgot about that. It's because I know my memory's bad. Not everyone remembers everything they do. This not only allows me to provide content for people, it not only allows me to make people, you know, have time fly by faster. I don't know how I probably should have worded that. It's not all just that. It's growing up. It's watching time go by and being able to have some replayability in the sense that we can look back and see where I started, and just see how I progressed, how I became who I became. Which is just it's super neat. I think that's like such a cool thing to have happen, and anyone can do that with the YouTube channel, really. But I just think it's especially important because I'm a child. I'm still just 17 years old. But it makes sense, you know, to me it makes sense. Nevertheless, the goods and the bads. I'll start off with the goods because I think I remember them better off the top of my head. In terms of goods, you know, obviously we made 150 videos this year, which is not a bad amount per se, given everything I had to do, given the fact that I am in grade 12 and whatnot. I hit 100 subscribers this year, which if you watched the anniversary video, you saw that. If you watched the actual video itself, you saw that. It was a crazy moment for me. I was shocked to wake up that day and see that happen. It was such a big moment for me, I think. And yeah, the channel is continuing to grow. We're currently at 135 subscribers. It's crazy. It very much is. And it's funny, friends keep coming up to me and telling me better ways to promote my channel. I remember sitting in co-op class recently with Austin, and we were talking about YouTube channels, and he was talking to me about the fact that like mobile games aren't as interesting. People aren't looking for that, they're looking for computer games and whatnot. And I gave the same response I always do. I looked at him and was like, I'm not doing this for views, I'm doing this for fun. And yeah, it's crazy that it's spawned that much attention, because even in like high school, and I think I've talked to this before, but even in high school, people are starting to like realize it. Like I remember when I was doing weightlifting, in grade 11, semester 2. Like I had a guy come up to me, he's like, "Oh, Azrael Silver." I was like, "Yeah, hi." And like I remember some of the other guys, even though I don't talk to them, they'd be like, Hey Jay, you have a YouTube channel, right?" I was like, "Yeah." And even in drama class, there's one grade 11. His name's Noah. He's pretty cool. I think his name's Noah. Am I completely fucking up? I thought I knew his name. I'm somehow blanking on his name. I don't. This is like a very weird feeling for me to have happen. We're gonna call him Noah. Even if his name's not Noah, we're gonna call him Noah. I'm pretty sure it's Noah, but we're gonna call him Noah as like a code name in case it's not his name. But there's Noah even like signed my paper, because my drama teacher does that. We have papers that we go around signing and whatnot. He signed my paper, was like, "Love you, Azrael Silver." I was like, okay. It's a weird thing to start getting known for something that I do, which is crazy. But so what happens, right? It's life. I'm saying a lot. I apologize for that. Yeah, we got the watermark removed, because if you don't know, I use InShot to edit my videos. So there used to be like a little InShot icon. If you go back through my playlist in the earlier videos, you'll see InShot just at the bottom corner of the thing. It's not the most notable thing ever, but it was something that definitely existed. And I was in the caf during semester 2, grade 11. Sometimes I'd skip or whatever, and me and Ciera were talking a lot at this point, and eventually we got on the topic of YouTube channels, and that was always bound to happen. We both have a YouTube channel, and she helped me a lot with mine, so it's always an inevitable thing that's eventually going to come up. But she was talking to me about it, and she noticed the watermark, and she didn't really convince me per se. She suggested it, and I was already thinking about it, and so I just decided, hey, yeah, I'll go pick up an Apple Card from like the gas station or something. And then I went and I paid the $50 to get InShot Premium or whatever it is. It was a one-time purchase, and it's benefited me a lot. It was definitely worth it because I use InShot so much. And yeah, now my video doesn't have watermarks on it, which is cool. Very, very cool. On the another topic, on the topic of friends, given I mentioned Ciera, we did a lot of collabs this year. A lot of collabs. I mean, not a lot in terms of the fact that, like, obviously the main focus was just me per se. But we started off the year with Fun Godzilla 06. We also we very much had the Three Morons podcast, which was a collab between primarily me, Eyeless Arts, and Fun Godzilla 06. But also there was the few times that Bree and Ethan showed up, so they were there too, which was cool. We had the couple Brawl Stars videos that I did with Eyeless Arts again, so a lot of the Three Morons this year. That was a big part of it. There's obviously the performances that we did, and those I wouldn't really consider collabs, just because collabs are typically when people do stuff for the channel. We were doing it for the drama class, and they knew it was going to go on the channel. Like, obviously everyone who works with me knows that I'm going to record it and put it up there anyway. But I don't know, it's not the same kind of collab. I guess it does count as a collaboration. So, there's the various members of the drama room. We'll put that in there just cause. What else we got here? Another one with iOS Arts. That's the second Brawl Stars video. I already mentioned that one. The Drive Ahead highlights, a collab with Liam. Obviously, Liam's never appeared on the channel in person and whatnot. You've heard his voice, I think, in the background of my Two-Face video at one point. But yeah, he's never actually officially collabed, but we do Drive Ahead a lot, and he knows about the highlights, and we do, a portion of why we do Drive Ahead is for the highlights. So the Drive Ahead videos are always highlights between me and him. He's, as always, as I put in the description, he's always blue, I'm always red. It's a thing, it's our thing, and yeah, so there was that. Obviously the play at Stratford, the people I got to show you me working with, Andrew was the painter, I was the poet in the Timon of Athens. And who was Timon? God, what was his name? Kevin, those guys like an unofficial collab. Alex, definitely went out with Alex a few times. That was pretty cool. He definitely picked up, me and Alex started collabing definitely a lot more later in the year. 3 Morons kind of dominated the first portion of it. But yeah, no, more Drive Ahead highlights, Halloween, Nutball, that was a big one. The competing with Alex to see who's the better gamer was definitely probably one of my most proud things. It's definitely something I want to do for a while. And we did it later at night, so it didn't happen. It definitely didn't go as long as I thought it would. But it couldn't go on earlier because I was having breathing problems and whatnot. But really, like, it was still a fun time. We got to play a bunch of games in one video, and I love doing that. Don't get to do it too often, so that was that. And then Parker returned to the channel for the reaction of the Brawl Talk at St. John's College, which was awesome. I had another message for Byron, that was cool. And then aside from that, that was pretty much the end of my collaboration list. But that was still a lot of people that I got to collaborate with. That was still a lot of things that happened. And it was new. It was fun. Because in previous years you had like Parker, maybe you had Austin a little bit, you know, you had Alex most definitely, but like this year the amount of people I got to collab, the range, the people at Stratford, the people in the drama room, the amount of times I got to collab with iOS Arts and Fun Godzilla 6, the collabing was a big part of this year, and it definitely was. So it was definitely nice to see that happen again. It was definitely nice to be able to kick back and enjoy certain things with friends. It was nice. And yeah, no, I think that just about wraps up the good portions of it. So a lot of progress made. I think a lot of progress made. I started making videos in 4K. I forgot about that. I started making videos in 4K. Not every video's in 4K. I've kind of like stopped doing that a little bit because it took a lot more time and it took a lot more effort, and there was just not getting as much done as fast. And it doesn't really even do that much, really. But like for my car vlogs and whatnot, I put it up to 4K, and like for the smaller videos where I'm just talking, I definitely put it up to 4K. So yeah, no, that was definitely cool. Those were all big jumps in quality and whatnot, and a very big progression for the channel. I think it's definitely something that the channel needed. It's going much better. It wasn't this year that we got a capture card, but we've definitely been using the capture card to our advantage as much as we could. Now, the bads. Obviously, we didn't upload as much as we used to, but whatever. I think the most prominent thing that happened in terms of bad stuff that happened, in terms of things that didn't go well, was actually not something that happened on camera. It was just the amount of abuse I took this year in terms of what happened. And not like physical abuse, I don't mean that. I mean, a big problem with how I function is the idea that I have so many problems, and I typically deal with them all. And then they all culminate at the end of the year, and just give me one collective punch in the face, and it hurts. And this year I went through so much. So many things, both good and bad. And although, like, a lot of, like, it definitely affected my videos. Like, if you didn't notice, I got mad at things quicker, and that was part of that. I was getting mad at things a lot quicker. I still am, getting mad at things a bit quicker, and also the video output was just delayed a lot of the time. There was so much going on. So much happened. Obviously there was the video where I talk about May being the worst month of my entire life. Just because I barely got to go home. I was always being told to do stuff, whether it was for iChorus, for St. John's College, or for Walmart. I was being asked to do so many things so frequently, and I never got to do anything that I enjoyed. Like, I got no breaks in between, so I admittedly, that took a big toll on me. To the point where, because we did a play on my birthday, we had to we pretty much had to put my birthday in second place to do a play. And yeah, I know people are probably like listening to this and be like, oh, suck it up. How do you know how many people have to work on the birthday? It's like, yeah, I know. But I don't really have a good explanation for this. I guess the best explanation is that I can give is the idea that I am still young. I'm still kind of in the mentality that I expect to have a birthday, where I actually get to celebrate and appreciate it, and not have to work. Just because that's because I'm not working full time yet. But yeah, I don't know, the glossing over of my birthday in favor of iChorus, and I'm not blaming like the people who did iChorus. I'm not blaming the director or anything. I'm not pushing it back because it's just me. I'm saying, like, because of it, you know, as I mentioned in the video, because of doing iChorus, we came home and we had to rush through a lot of my birthday so people could get home in time for school the next day, so people could go to bed on time and whatnot. So, like, everything that, any big moment that I was expected to have, whether it was opening presents, whether it was celebrating with family, I barely got to do any of that because it was just rush, we gotta go. And that definitely hurt. That took a lot out of me. In a much funnier and much smaller incident, Liam destroyed my Halloween costume. Let it be a lesson: you never get shoes from Valley Village, because Liam, walking in the halls with me at the towards the end of, or towards the start of school, actually, it wasn't even period 1, we were walking to period 1, he stepped on the heels of my shoes and it broke my shoe. So my shoe just completely deteriorated throughout the day. Yeah, yeah, that wasn't ideal in the slightest. That was a much lesser problem. Another big problem that I dealt with was loss, and not like people dying on me. I mean, that is expected to happen soon. I'm gonna place a bet right now that someone is gonna die on me this year. In terms of family members, I have a strong feeling that's gonna happen. But yeah, no, and through no fault of their own, I lost my best friend in a stupid fight. And then I found a new friend that happened to be, you know, a relative, a sibling, and I lost them later on. And then I gained my best friend back a couple months later, and then I gained my relative back later. And that was just such a hard thing to do, because although I was very appreciative to have them back in my life, it takes a lot out of you to trust people. I mean, some people it comes more naturally than others. Me, if you ask any of my friends, typically I have my guard up high. I don't really let people in, I don't really let people close. And for very good reason, and that reason was definitely demonstrated this year. If you leave yourself vulnerable, it hurts a lot more when stuff happens, which is an obvious thing and everyone knows it. But it happened to me twice. And that just really shook everything. That just completely derailed the entirety of me, really. It hurt my trust, it hurt my feelings. I don't know, it was such an emotional roller coaster to go through that gaining and loss so frequently this year. And it damaged my psyche. I got no other way of putting it. And although that doesn't really contribute to the channel, that just contributes to me overall. Yeah. And then there's the big thing, and that's kind of what I was talking about when I said that a lot of small problems culminate into one big punch in the face at the end of the year. The most prominent problem is that, without realizing it, for the last couple months, I've been fighting depression. And I think really it came from that roller coaster ride with friends, from the emotional blow off of my birthday, from just everything I've gone through this past year, off camera mainly. It is taking its toll on me. I've definitely been going like later at night when I'm calm enough to think, and when I'm drawing and whatnot, and I've just been so much less happy. You know, there's this I forget which philosopher it was, but in philosophy my teacher pointed out to the class that there was either one philosopher or a group of philosophers that said that happiness is not an emotion. You're not happy. It's not a feeling. It's a state of being. And at first I didn't think that was true, but if this year has shown me anything, it's that is definitely fact. I mean, I still laugh, you know, I still hang out with friends, I still have good times, but I'm not okay. I'm not happy. That's the long and short of it. And I know I'm not happy because one of the things I want to do so very badly is be hugged by someone that I care about while I just sit there and cry on their shoulder. That thought provides such a warm feeling, such a nice emotion within me, such a strong sense of desire that I wouldn't get if I wasn't depressed, because typically if I'm okay, then I'm capable of standing on my own 2 feet. But the more I dive into it, the more I think about it, the more I realize that, yeah, I am so very desperate for a release. I've got all this shit stuck inside me, and I just need to vent to something. The problem is that I've got nothing to vent to. Now, it's obviously not all bad. And that did take a huge turn in it, and it got probably very real for some people. I'll be okay. I can tell you that much. I definitely will be okay. It's just gonna take a little while. And so I think that I want to mention that because it was very prominent and very evident without me noticing the past couple months of my YouTube career, and it's something that I'm gonna have to face and deal with and combat in in this year of my YouTube career. But that'll come a time, and we will figure it out as we go along. And until then, I've been Azrael Silver. This has been... Sorry, I got hiccups all of a sudden. This has been my third year retrospective. It is currently 12:32 p.m. on January 25th, which is a Wednesday, 2023. It's actually the start of exam week, so got a lot of console games planned to do, a lot of things I want to put out there, and a lot of things that will be coming next couple days. Got a Cuphead video coming out soon that I recorded yesterday, so it should be out sometime today. Probably not before this one, but you know. Actually, I think a Sonic Frontiers video just came out. I uploaded it yesterday, scheduled it to come out at 12 o'clock today, so it's been out for half an hour now. And yeah, so that's gonna wrap that up. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I'm Azrael. Subscribe for more of this, more gaming vlogs, but all this comes. I'll see you all very, very soon. Later, guys.